New Thought Media Network proudly presents the Global Heart of Peace's Peace Party. Celebrate the many paths to peace. Explore an exciting life of peace. Embody joyous peace. Come to our weekly Peace Party, Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on New Thought Media Network. www.ntmedia.org.
Greetings and welcome to Peace Party, brought to you by the Global Heart of Peace Initiative. My name is Michael James Zimmerman. I'm the music director for the Center for Spiritual Living in Tucson, Arizona. I'm excited about the potential for global peace. We're here to celebrate the many aspects of peace and explore how exciting a life full of peace and joy can be. Today, I'll be talking to you about living peacefully in the present moment. Now, the reason I chose this topic is because earlier this year, I needed a song for our spiritual community. Our speaker was preparing a talk about living peacefully in the present moment. And normally, when I'm given the task of putting a song to accompany a theme, I try to find something perfect, something that fits the vibe, something that will help our community better understand the notion, the seed that is being planted by our speaker. Now, it just so turned out that as I was looking for the perfect song, I couldn't find it. I have books of music. I have tomes of literature. I have so many resources. And for some reason, I just wasn't finding what I was looking for. And it's not from a lack of trying. As I described, I have a file cabinet full of songs that have been given to me, that I have printed out. I also have digital resources. In this age of digital information, I can access almost anything that I want. And as I was looking, I was trying to be open-minded. Well, maybe I'm being too critical. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I just need to let Spirit guide me. And as I said that to myself, I thought, well, maybe I need to create something here. Now I'm going to come back to that moment in a little bit. Because first I want to just talk about songwriting. Songwriting for me takes a different path depending on why I'm writing the song. If I'm writing a song because I'm inspired, then I can use any resources that I want. I have complete freedom, the style, the tempo, the genre, whether or not there are words or not. Those are all choices that I can make. And sometimes the writing process for a song is like poetry. I want things to be lyrical, or I want them to be rhythmic, or I want the end of each line to rhyme. Sometimes I need to tell a story where I'm going to present information along a timeline. Sometimes I'm going to need an anthem, something that is going to be used by others, sung, or danced to. Now, I was not just writing a song. I was going to be writing a song for my spiritual community. And I had a theme. The theme was living peacefully in the present moment. So now I'm going to come back to where I was without a song already in existence, but a need for a song. So I thought to myself, okay, what does this community need from this song? They need the theme presented. They need it to be done in a way that's easy to follow, perhaps easy to sing. So a melody that is easily repeatable. The theme was already fairly simple: living peacefully in the present moment. And then, as all great songs, you hear the hook and it comes back, and that second time you hear the hook, you can sing it. So, repetition. A friend of mine tells me repetition reduces resistance. Thank you, Mike, for that. So, in this creative space that I had now decided I was going to use, I needed some inspiration. Because if the only words to the song were living peacefully in the present moment, that would be great. That would be a chant. But I didn't want a chant. I wanted a verse-chorus format. So I started to look in books, because I know what I think when I hear the words living peacefully in the present moment, but I wanted to look to some of my mentors, some of the authors that I had read in my life and that I was presently reading, for other perspectives. One of the books that I read when I was younger was written by Dan Millman. It's a book called Way of the Peaceful Warrior. And it's a fiction book, but it's based on real experiences in Dan's life. One of the things that I needed to hear when I was a teenager reading this book for the first time was an understanding of where I was and when I was. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. I'm still growing up, so technically I've been growing up the whole time. But those were formative years, high school and college. And science was expanding. We were able to see farther and farther away as we developed our telescopes, and as we got satellites into outer space, and we sent them farther and farther away from this planet that we called home. And we were able to get a glimpse of just how vast existence could be. So I felt a little lost in that vastness as a teenager, especially. If this universe is so big, if this place that I live is limitless, does that not make me insignificant? How can I matter in so much matter and antimatter? So, in this book by Dan Millman, Way of the Peaceful Warrior, a question is asked: where are you? And the answer is, I'm in Arizona. Okay, where is that? Well, let's get smaller. I'm in Tucson. Okay. Where is that? It's in Arizona. Where is that? That's in the United States of America. Okay, where is that? Oh, it's in the Northern Hemisphere. Okay, where is that? And you keep following this logic. Earth, the solar system, the Milky Way. And at some point, you can't answer anymore because we don't know exactly where that lies. So let's go in the opposite direction. Let's get more centralized, more focused. Okay, Tucson. Okay, no. I live on the east side of Tucson. Okay, boom. Okay, I live in this house. Okay, get even smaller. I'm in this room. Even smaller. I am right here. And that was a beautiful thing for me to read. I am right here. And I remembered reading that, and I remembered the revelation, and I thought, I have a lyric right here. It's a statement, and it's a truth. And I felt it in my heart as truth. So I wrote it down right here. The next book that I looked through was Ernest Holmes' Science of Mind. I was creating a song for a spiritual community, for Center for Spiritual Living, and what's our main textbook? The Science of Mind. So I thumbed through this tome, this heavy book, which is a tough read for me sometimes. And I saw this paragraph that was talking about what do we know about time? Or what do we think we know about time? And it's a topic I've had discussions with so many people. And I'm actually not going to reference the Science of Mind for a moment. I'm going to talk about my friend whose name was GR, Gontran Rubin, back when I was in high school. And he had a thought. It might have been a revelation, might have just been a fleeting fancy. But he said, what if we're stuck in the third dimension because we cannot conceive of a second dimension where we have just one plane of existence, and we cannot think of the fourth dimension, which is outside of the notion of time. And I thought to myself, so what do we know about what time it is? The same question to where are we, right? What time is it? Well, where are you? Well, I'm right here. Okay. Well, we're basing time off of the notion of our sun and the revolution of our planet, and we measure that. But what does that really mean? Time. And if I'm unable to be in the past and I'm unable to be in the future, then I'm really only able to be right in this moment. So I had my next lyric. I had my next line. Right now. What time is it? Right now. Where am I? Right here. And I was thinking to myself, okay, well, all good things happen in threes. So I have the word right for right here, and I have the word right for right now. What could be a third use of the word right? And I'm a huge fan of the peaceful movement of the 60s in the United States. And there's a saying that I use all the time. Right on. Right on. What a great statement for me. It's like acceptance, but also the potential for show me the good. Right on. So I had the building blocks that I needed already for my song. The last book that I used to try to find some insight was written by Deepak Chopra. It's called Quantum Body. And in my men's group, we meet every other week. One of our elder members presented this book, Quantum Body. And he was so moved by it that it was challenging some well-established, beautiful spiritual truths that he already had in a good way. And he wanted our feedback. He wanted us to talk about it. While we're not a book club, we all respected this. And he said, I bought you all a copy of this book. So he gave it to each of us. Thanks for the book, Jim. Quantum Body is a beautiful, beautiful piece of literature. Highly recommend it. The notion that the past is gone And that while we can dream about what tomorrow will bring us, it's not here yet. That this moment, here and now, is all we can truly embody. I had my verse. I had my lyrics. All I had to do now was lean on my musical training and my songwriting experience to put the song together. And I'm going to sing it here in a moment. But first, let me just talk to you briefly about the songwriting recording process for this song. And the song is called Right On, and So It Is. Sometimes when I write a song and I record it, I play all of the instruments. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, which means I play many instruments. I'm also a singer, and that works a lot of the time. But I was writing this song for community, so I decided to include community. At the moment, the Center for Spiritual Living Tucson shares its sanctuary with Unity of Tucson. And the piano player for Unity of Tucson is Linda Ackerman. And she has played for this community for, I believe, over 25 years. She's an amazing piano player. So I asked her to play piano for the song. I also used our musicians from our Center for Spiritual Living band. James Gunn on bass and Chris Wheeler on drums. Now, the whole intention of this song was to be a call and response, an anthem, a sing-along. So I wanted a choir. So I presented the idea to our Unity of Tucson congregation and the Center for Spiritual Living congregation. And I invited people to sign up for the choir on the recording. And I had a good turnout. I think we had 25 or 30 people in the room. I brought my laptop and a couple of microphones and I set it up, and everybody had practiced because I sent the lyrics and a short scratch recording ahead of time. And we sang the song as a community, the chorus. It all was recorded, put together, and now I have it on my YouTube page, on my YouTube channel. And I'm hoping to share it with the world. Thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for letting me share this with you. I'm going to sing the song for you now. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Well, yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's a dream. This moment is all I have and all that I see. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Thank you for joining us today as we explored a unique aspect of peace and hopefully introduced you to a new way to look at peace. Please join us next week at 5 p.m. Mountain Time for Laura Brzezinski with with Be Peace to Have Peace. May you dance in the joy of a peace-filled life.